Acharya Sutta Sadasman Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Kodi Osnami ki jai. Namacharya Srila Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gaura Sam Radha Kundi ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Navadip Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Tulsi Devi ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Navadip Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. All glories to Darshan. All glories to Darshan. All glories to Darshan. Thank you very much. Chaturvarnam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasa tasya kartaram api mang vidhi akartaram abhyam. This is a verse from Bhagavad Gita. Most of you know this book, Bhagavad Gita. It is very famous book of knowledge, and we are presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is. This Krishna consciousness movement means to present Bhagavad Gita as it is, without any adulteration. So Krishna says, four classes of men. Chatur Varna. Chatur means four. And Varna means division of society. Just like Varna means color. As there are division of color, red, blue and yellow. Similarly, human being, human society should be divided according to the quality. The quality is also called color. The Chatur Varnang Maya system Guna Karma Vibhagas. So, there are three qualities in this material world. Three qualities, or three color. Red, blue and yellow. You mix it, then you become 81 colors. Three colors, 3 upon 3 multiplied, it becomes 9. 9 upon 9 multiplied, it becomes 81. So, there are 8,400,000 different forms of living entities. Due to this mixture of different qualities, nature is manufacturing different types of body according to the association of the living entity to the particular type of quality. Living entities are part and parcel of God. Suppose God is the big fire and living entities are just like sparks. The sparks, they are also fire. Sparks also, if one spark falls on your body, on your garment, it burns. But it is not as powerful as the big fire. Similarly, God is all-powerful, God is great. We are part and parcel of God. Therefore, our greatness is very, very small, infinitesimal. God is great, therefore He has created so many universes. We cannot account for even one universe. This one universe which we see, the sky, the dome, within that sky, outer space, there are millions and trillions of stars, planets, they are floating. Floating in the air, everyone knows. We can float one Sputnik in the sky and we take so much credit that we have become very, very great scientists. We don't care for God. This is foolishness. Foolish person will say like that. But one who is intelligent, he knows that God is floating millions and trillions of planets in the sky, and what we have done in that comparison. This is intelligence. So, we have become very much proud of our scientific knowledge, and therefore at the present moment we defy the existence of God. Sometimes we say that I have become God now. These are foolish statements. We are nothing in comparison to the intelligence. He is also intelligent. Because we are part and parcel of God, that we can study what is God if we simply study ourselves. Just like if you study a drop of sea water, if you analyze chemically, you'll find so many chemicals in that drop. So you can understand what is the composition of the sea. The same composition, but in greater quantity. That is the difference between God and ours. We are small gods, we can say. Small gods, teeny, sample gods. Therefore we are so much proud. But we should not be proud, because we should know that all our qualities are taken from God, because we are part and parcel. So originally all these qualities are there in God. And therefore Vedanta Sutra says, what is God, what is absolute truth, athata brahma jigyasa, when inquire about God, about the absolute truth, the answer is immediately given, janmadasya jataha. The absolute truth is there, from whom everything comes, everything emanates. So everything is coming from God. He is the original source of all supplies. Now, what is our position? There are innumerable living entities. Nitya nityanam chetana chetananam. That is Vedic information. God is also a living entity like us, but He is the chief living entity. And we are also living entities. Just like one father. Father may have got 20 children, 20 sons. Formerly they used to have 100 sons. Now the fathers have no such power. But up to 5,000 years ago, King Dhritarashtra gave birth to 100 sons. Now we are saying that we are overpopulated. But that's not the fact. At the present moment, where there is the question of overpopulation. Now, how many of us giving birth hundreds of children? No, nobody. But formerly, a father could give birth to 100 children. So there is no question of overpopulation. And even there is overpopulation, we get information from the Vedas. Eka jo bahunam vidadhati kaman. That one chief living entity, God, He can maintain innumerable living entities. There is no question of overpopulation. This is a false theory. If God can create, He can maintain also. And actually this is the fact. I am traveling all over the world. There are so much vacant places upon the surface of the globe that the 10 times more than the present population can be easily maintained. But we do not know how to use it. In Africa, in Australia, in your America, there is enough land still lying. But because we have encroached upon the land of Krishna, the difficulty is there. China is overpopulated, India is overpopulated. But if we take to Krishna consciousness, these difficulties will be over within a second. Krishna consciousness means to take everything Krishna's. I am also Krishna's. That is Krishna consciousness. Actually that is fact. Everything Krishna means God. Everything belongs to God. I also belong to God. Ishavasam idam sarvam. Everything belongs to God. That's the fact. But we do not accept the fact. We take something illusory. Therefore it is called Maya. Just like the Americans, they are claiming this land is for the American group. Similarly other nations, but the land actually belongs to God. The land, the sky, the water, and the products in the land, in the sky, in the water, everything belongs to God. And we are children of God. We have got the right to live at the expense of Father, just like we live, small children. They live at the cost of Father. Similarly, we also live by the arrangement of God. Why should we claim that this is our property? This is the idea of spiritual communism. In Bhagavad, these things are stated. How to feel spiritual communism. In the spiritual communism, the present communists, they are thinking of the human being only. And the animals are being sent to the slaughterhouse. Although the human being and the animal is born in the same land, actually they are also nationals. National means one is born in that particular land. So why not these animals national? But because they have no Krishna consciousness, they cannot think so broadly. They think nationalism means it is limited to the human being, not to the animals, not to the trees. But when you become Krishna conscious, you understand that the trees, the plants, the reptiles, the aquatics, the human being, the beast, everyone, each and every one, part and parcel of God. According to their karma, they have got different bodies. The color, as I explained, according to Karanam Gunasanga Asya Sadasad Janma Jonishu. These things are described in the Bhagavad Gita. One has got a different type of body according to his karma. Karmana daiva netrena jantat deha upapattai. By karma we create next body. So this is a great science. People do not know how things are taking place, how there are so many species of life, how one is so-called happy, or so-called distressed, why one is rich, one is poor, why there are so many planets, why some of them are demigods, and some of them are human beings, some of them are animals. It is a great science, but there is no cultivation of this knowledge in the modern universities or educational institutions. Perhaps we are the only group of men, we are trying to propagate this science of Krishna consciousness. But it is a perfect science to understand the position. Now, Krishna says, Chaturvarnam maya system gunakarma vibhagas. When we are animals, we have to pass through animal bodies. By evolution we have come to this human form of body. Now it is an opportunity to get out of this cycle of birth and death. This is our real problem. But people, because they have no education, poor fund of knowledge, there is no educational institution how transmigration of the soul takes place. They do not know. Big MA, PhDs, but they do not know what is the actual position of the living entity. But that is the real problem. They do not know the real problem. The real problem is, it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. Birth, death, old age and disease. This is real problem. Nobody wants to take birth. At least nobody wants to die. Birth and death. Wherever there is birth, there must be death. Anything which is born must die. So, Janma Mrityu and old age. So long you live, you have to change your position. So one position is this old age. Just like we have become old, there are so many complaints. Jara and Vyadhi. And when we become diseased, everyone should become diseased, everyone should become old, everyone must die. This is the problem. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshan. We are trying to mitigate all our miserable conditions of life, that is struggle for existence. We are scientists, we are discovering many counteracting processes to get out of distress condition. But the difficult position, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, we are avoiding. Because we cannot do anything. We cannot, the so-called science, they cannot solve this problem, although sometimes they falsely become proud that by science we shall become immortal and so on. These things were tried before also by atheistic class of men like Ravana or Hiranyakashipu. But it is not possible to become successful, to stop birth, death, old age and disease. That is not possible. If there is any possible process, that is Krishna consciousness. That is Krishna consciousness. If you become Krishna conscious, then you can get a body not get, you have already got the body, spiritual body, and upon that spiritual body, this material body has developed, just like dress. Your coat is cut according to your body. Similarly, this material body is cut according to our spiritual body. So you have got our spiritual body. This material body is covering. Bhashangsi jirnani. Just like dress, your shirt and coat is the covering of your real body. Similarly, this body, gross body and subtle body, made of material elements. The gross body is made of earth, water, air, fire, and the subtle body is made of mind, intelligence and ego. This is the certain code. Within this certain code there is the soul. So, the soul is now encased in this material body, and our business in the human form of body, in animal form of body, we cannot do this. But the human form of body, we can understand that I am not this body. The body, this material body, is a outer encasement. And because I have got this body, I am subjected to birth, death, old age and disease. Now, in the human form of body, I understand it. So, if I take the process, how to get out of this cycle of birth and death, then our human life is successful. This is Krishna consciousness movement. How we are helping people how to get out of this material body and revive your own spiritual body. And in that spiritual body, you go back to home, back to God. This is the process. Takta dehang punarjanma naiti. But people are so attracted to this material body that they are prepared to become cats and dogs next life, but they are not prepared to go back to home, back to God. This is the problem. So why this problem? Because the human society is in chaos, a chaotic condition. There must be division of 4 classes. One class must be Brahmana, intelligent class. And one should be Kshatriya, one class, the administrator. Because human society, they require good consulting brain, good administrators, good producers and good worker. That is the division of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Therefore Krishna said, Chaturvarnang maya system. In order to keep smooth facilities for human life, there must be 4 divisions. If you say that we don't require Brahman, if you don't require Brahmana, then you will suffer. Just like you have got this body, and if you think this part of the body is very expensive, always eating, cut it off. Then you will dead. Similarly, just to keep your body in good condition, in living condition, you must have your head, you must have your arms, you must have your belly, you must have your legs. You cannot say that I can avoid this part of the body. No. Similarly, Chaturvarnang Maya system, the 4 divisions of the society must be there. Otherwise it will be chaotic, a dead body. So at the present moment, the difficulty is there is no Brahmana, there is no Kshatriya. There are only the Vaishyas and the Shudras. Belly, Vaishya means belly, and Shudra means the leg. So if out of the 4 divisions, one is wanting, the society must be in chaotic condition. The 4 must exist. Although comparatively, head is the most important part of the body, but still you cannot neglect the leg also. This is a cooperative combination. So we have to cooperate. It doesn't matter. One is very intelligent, one is less intelligent, one is less intelligent. The 4 classes are there. The most intelligent class is the head, brain. And the next intelligent class, the administrator, government. The next intelligent class, the industrialist, merchants. The next intelligent class is the worker. All of them are required. But at the present moment, there is only this mercantile industrialist and worker. There is no brain. How to conduct society? How to become perfect human society? How to fulfill the mission of human society? For these things there is no brain. So, this Krishna consciousness movement is creating some brain of the human society. Brahman. And this brain, Brahmana's business is, Brahmana, this word, very word comes, Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Jagat Dhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namo. So, Brahmana means one who knows God. That is Brahman. And keeping in view God, they teaches others to become God conscious. Without becoming God conscious, the human society is simply animal society, because animals cannot be God conscious. However, you may go on preaching amongst the animal cats and dogs. It is not possible, because they have no brain to understand what is God. So, in the human society, if there is no Brahmana who can teach about God, who can elevate person to God consciousness, then it is also animal society. Simply eating, sleeping and sex life and defense, these are the business of the animals also. The animals also know how to eat, how to sleep, how to enjoy sex life, how to defend. They know in their own way. So simply to do these business does not mean human being. Then the mission of human being will not be fulfilled. There must be the 4 classes of man as Krishna recommends. Chaturvarnam maya system. There must be a Brahminical class of man, a Kshatriya class of man, a Vaishya class. There are already, but they are not very scientifically settled as it is propounded in the Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnam maya system. These are guna karma vibhavas. Guna means according to quality. So, in India, these 4 classes of men are there, but they are in the name. Actually, it is also in the chaotic condition, because nobody is following the prescription as given by Bhagavad Gita. Guna karma vibhavas. In India, although a person born in a Brahman family, but his guna qualities are less than Shudra, but still he is being accepted as a Brahman. That is the difficulty. Therefore, India's condition is so chaotic. But this is a scientific process. You Western people, you should try to understand that. And our boys and girls who have joined, they are trying to understand and execute the principles. So, If you take up this Krishna consciousness movement, which is meant for the Brahmanas, if you become Brahmana by quality, then the Western nations will be, especially in America, they will be first class nation. They will be first class nation. You have got intelligence, you have got resources, you are also inquisitive, you catch up good things, so you have got good qualities. You take up this Krishna consciousness movement seriously and you will become the first class nation of the world. That is my request. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This Krishna consciousness movement means what? Prabhupada defined in the beginning first, how he began his lecture. When he began his lecture. What is this Krishna consciousness movement? Yeah, Sanskriti. There. Achha. Take it.
Okay. This Krishna consciousness means to present Bhagavad Gita as it without adulteration.
Hari Bol. How Prabhupada defines Chatur Varnam? Sanskrit.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji Dhammat Pranam. Prabhupada says that Chatur means 4 and Varnam means divisions. And then he gives example that there are so many colors, like the main colors are RGB, but when they are mixed, there are 81 colors. So in the same way, we have got human bodies according to our association. Chatur Varnam.
Hari Bol. Okay. Chatur means 4, Varnam means division. Division is compared to color, division of society. Okay. Okay. How Prabhupada differentiates between spark, spirit soul, and fire, Supreme Lord? What example he gives to differentiate between spark and the fire?
Hare Krishna. Prabhupada was telling about the sea and sea drop of water and about the sea.
It's little before something he says. Okay. Maybe.
We are a small fire, so we get extinguished as a spark. And the big fire does not.
He gives some example. How okay. Raghav.
Prabhupada gives example of cloth. Kapda, cloth. When big fire falls on the cloth, it will burn.
Heavy Raghav. Raghav Kripa Prabhu.
He says that when a spark falls, then also it burns.
Okay.
When it is not like big fire.
Okay. I mean, okay. 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 Some hint I will give. Anyway, I'll tell the answer also, because like we can send one Sputnik in the sky, but Supreme Lord being supreme, he can float millions of universes in that way. He's differentiating between what is the power of spark and the living and the Lord. Okay. Okay. Then Prabhupada says, he compares the spark with the fire, and now he says that how spark is also intelligent. How Prabhupada defines that, how spark is also intelligent. What is, yeah, Prabhuji.
Because as a spirit soul, we are also part and parcel of the God. Because God is real intelligent, so because we are part and parcel, so we are also little intelligent.
Yeah. Hari Bol. When we study ourselves, we can study God. So that intelligence we have, then only we can grow. Here he gives the example of that ocean and the drop. Okay, why we should not be proud? Prabhupada says we should not be proud. Even though we are intelligent, still we should not. Antadi Prabhu.
Because as part and parcel of Krishna, we have got all the qualities from Krishna only.
Yeah. Hari Bol. Okay. Why the analogy of overpopulation is given by Prabhupada? He speaks about overpopulation. Why this analogy is given? Okay. Sanskrit. Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhupada says that we are encroaching on Krishna's land and that's why we are having problems. And in overpopulation, then Prabhupada states that he gives the examples of Dhritarashtra, that he had 100 sons but there was no problem. But we have because we are misusing Krishna's land.
Yeah. Hari Bol. Yeah. Prabhupada says, Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. On one Krishna can maintain the entire. Now we are not able to maintain because we are encroaching. Okay, fill in the blanks. Okay, these difficulties will be over within a second. Dash. How these difficulties will be over within a second? Okay, Sudhamanath Prabhu.
If you take up to the Krishna consciousness movement.
Hari Bol. This difficulty of overpopulation, of course. Okay, how Prabhupada explains the idea of spiritual communism. Spiritual communism. Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Spiritual communism means we take care not only of human beings, but even animals and trees also. Because they are part and parcel of Krishna.
Yeah.
They are also living beings in the nation.
Yeah,
They are
nation. He
yeah.
tells nation. Nation means
Nation.
all living entities who are born on that land.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Okay. What is the real problem which we are evading? Arjunishwar Prabhu. Hari Bol. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Okay. Previously, real problems are Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. So, how previously some atheists tried to overcome them. Yeah, who were the two atheists? Manish Prabhu. Manish.
Hiranyakasipu and Ravan.
Hari Bol. Okay, match the following. Gross body, subtle body and soul. On the right side is the sat, the inside the coat, the sat and the body. Can anybody match these three items? Gross body, subtle body and the soul, sat, coat and the body. Okay, and you are raising hand? Okay, Antari Prabhu. Acha, yeah, Ashok Prabhu, new hand.
Hare Krishna. Hey, the sat and coat is the gross body, and the soul is the is that what? Third one is?
What is the body?
Sat, coat and
Okay.
person.
Okay. Gross.
Gross body.
Somebody
Gross
else?
body is the
Okay, Prabhuji, the
coat,
new hand.
and subtle body is the subtle body is the sat, and the coat is the gross body, and the soul is the person, real person.
Body, yes. Hari Bol. Okay. Why everyone want to be cats and dogs but not go out of this material existence? Prabhupada says everybody wants to become cats and dogs in the next life. They are not prepared to go back. Okay, new hands. New hand. Okay, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada said they are all attracted to this body, and that's why they want to take the next life of cats and dogs, but to go to Godhead. They are attracted to this.
A bit little more. Okay.
Everybody wants to take a birth as cats or dogs because there is no education. There are no brahmanas. Brahmanas to educate about this.
Not
knowledge.
just brahmanas, there are no
Chaturvarna.
four divisions of
four
human
divisions of
society.
human
Hari bol. Therefore, the real problem exists. Okay. Okay. Why, if we don't require brahmanas, we will suffer? Prabhupada tells that if you don't require any of the varna, then you will suffer. Okay. Vamsidhar Gopes Prabhu.
Prabhupada says that we cannot say that it is all right that I can live with this part of my body. Every part of the body is important. Likewise, we cannot say that this community is not required. We can go along with this community. That's why we will suffer.
Yeah. So all four divisions are needed. Hari bol. Okay. How does Prabhupada defines cooperative combination? He uses a term cooperative combination. Anybody remembers? In this context only, what Vamsidhar Gopes Prabhu answered. You want to tell? Okay.
Prabhupada tells the Brahmanas are the head, the hands, the Kshatriyas, the belly is the Vaishya, and the legs are the Shudras. So we cannot say without the head, the remaining part of the body, or without the body, without the stomach. Okay, this we are eating, so it's demanding, right? So we can cut off our head and we can say we can live with the entire body in a healthy condition. So that's not possible.
Yeah.
So
what about Sudras? We can live without Sudras?
No, without the legs also.
Without Sudras also you can't stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every part of the body is
needed.
important.
Yeah. Hari bol. Okay. Prabhupada defines what is Brahman. Who is Brahman? Okay.
Srila Prabhupada gives quotes one sloka, and he says that Brahman means who knows God. The Nama Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya. So he quotes that, and Brahmana means who knows God.
And not only knows he,
and teaches
others also to know God. Hari bol. Without that, it will be simply an animal society. Society will be animal society. Okay, but okay, what is the problem in India due to these Brahmins, and what is the problem in India? Any new hands? Nehil Prabhu.
In India, the problem is that this Brahmana, whatever caste is there, it is based on birth, it is not based on the quality. That is the problem.
Yeah, it is there only in the name only, the divisions. Hari bol. Okay, how it's the conclusion? How Prabhupada says that these four varnas are scientific, very scientific in terms of the Westerners. He tells to Westerners this process is scientific. So he concludes in that way. So how he tells that it is scientific? Prabhupada assures something, huh?
Because in a society we need four people: intelligent, administrator, merchantine and workers.
Yeah, this is in terms of the Westerners. How it brings a transformation in Westerners, how it is scientific. He tells all of your Western people, no one? Anybody else who is raising hand, whom I am not able to see because of my limited? Okay.
Prabhupada said if you all accept, you will become the first class nation.
Yeah, Hari bol. They will be first class nation. You have got intelligence, you have got resources, you are also inquisitive. You catch up good things, so you have got good qualities. So you take up this Krishna consciousness movement seriously and you will become first class nation of the world. This is my request. Haribo. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.